I want to start this video with a questions. Are monopolies welfare maximizing or not? Why or why not? And I'll give you a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds. You may pause this video if you want. So, to answer this, we first have to look at the welfare of society when there is perfect competition. In short, when there is no monopolist. And so we know that when the market is in perfect competition, the optimal quantity and price is where demand is equal to supply. In our case, or we also know that supply is actually just the marginal cost of the firms. And so D should be equal to MC. And so in our graph here, it would be at this point here. And so this would be the optimal quantity for perfect competition. And this would be the optimal price in perfect competition. Now, let's say that instead of perfect competition, there is only one seller in the market, which means that there is now a monopoly in the market. And so we recall that the monopolist would produce where MR, I'm writing this in white to not be confusing, MR should be equal to MC. That is the profit maximizing condition of the monopolist. And this is at this point. And so the monopolist would choose the quantity of QM and then set its price again. After finding the profit maximizing quantity, the monopolist would substitute this into the inverse demand function and find the price. And so that would be PM right here. PM. And so now we can analyze whether the monopoly is welfare maximizing or not. We first look at the price set by the monopolist and the price when there is perfect competition. The price when there is a monopolist is higher than the price when there is perfect competition. So PM is actually greater than P star. Furthermore, the quantity that the monopolist would produce is actually less than the quantity when there is perfect competition. So Q star, let's make that QM. QM, to be more consistent, is less than Q star. And so we see that prices are greater when there is a monopoly and quantity is less when there is a monopoly. And so immediately with intuition, we can actually think that, the monopoly restricts quantity and raises prices, which actually limits the welfare that the consumers can receive, or the welfare of the consumers. And so this, automatically with intuition, would seem like a monopoly does not maximize welfare, but rather the perfect competition maximizes welfare. But by how much does this monopolist or the monopoly decrease the welfare of the consumers? Well, initially in the perfect competition, the welfare of the consumer was this whole area here, this whole white area here. However, after the market turned into a monopolistic market, the welfare of the consumer is now restricted to this part, this yellow area here. And so from this large white area, the consumer is now restricted to this small yellow area here. And so a large part of that welfare actually goes away, or is actually reduced. When we look at the side of the firm, on the other hand, when there is perfect competition, the welfare of the firm, let's change color, sorry, can actually remove that there. Okay, the welfare of the firm at perfect competition is this white area here. It's this white area here. But after the firm, or after the market became a monopolistic market, the welfare of the firm increases actually from this small area here to this larger area here. This much, much, much larger area here. And so we can see that the welfare, the consumer welfare or consumer surplus of the monopoly is less than the consumer welfare in perfect competition. However, the welfare or the surplus, sorry, I keep saying welfare, the firm's surplus in the monopoly is greater than the firm surplus in perfect competition. But what is its effect in total on societal welfare? Well, its total effect can be seen, again, graphically. Originally, in perfect competition, the welfare of the market is this whole blue area here. This whole blue area here. But after the market turned into a monopolistic market, this part here, this green part here, I hope you can see it, right? This green part here gets nicked off. And so the societal welfare, the total welfare of society actually decreases in total. Decreases because of the monopoly. There are, however, cases when monopolies are actually more efficient or more beneficial for society as long as there is government intervention to control this monopolist from producing too little and charging a high price. But that will be for another video. In general, monopolies are frowned at because societal welfare is really suffering because of monopolies.